Good evening and welcome to the silent auction preview for Edu-Futuro's 23rd Anniversary Gala. I am your host, Andrea Zarralde. In about 20 minutes, we'll be starting our event. But for now, we want to show you some of the wonderful items that are available tonight. Please visit the link on your screen so that you can take a good look at everything that Edu-Futuro's silent auction has to offer and place your bids. For example, we have Caribbean vacation packages from elite island resorts, a night for two and breakfast at the Ritz-Carlton, and an opportunity to see over 40 million artifacts and specimens at the Field Museum. We also have beautiful jewelry from Kendra Scott and Gorjana, freshly ground coffee from La Colombie Coffee Roasters, and a great variety of restaurant certificates and other items. So please don't wait. Visit the link on the screen and place your bids before our annual gala ends at a little after 8 p.m. tonight. Hi again. I am back to remind you to please visit our silent auction website so that you can place a bid on some of the great items we have available for you this evening. The bidding will be open until the end of our gala, so please take advantage of the very special bargains you can only find in our silent auction. Remember that every dollar raised tonight will benefit Edu-Futuro's great work with immigrant and Latino families in Northern Virginia. The Edu-Futuro 23rd Anniversary Gala will begin soon, but for now, I have the great pleasure to introduce our talented musical guest, Jonathan Acosta. Jonathan is an accomplished singer, composer, and recording artist. Let's listen.
tiene la culpa. Quererse no tiene horario, ni fecha en el calendario, cuando las ganas se juntan. Cuando el amor llega así de esta manera, no tiene la culpa. Amor de compra y venta, amor de contrabando, porque ven, verén, ven, ven, verén, ven, verén, ven, ven, verén, ven, verén. Bamboleo, bambolea, de mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, de mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así. No tiene perdón de Dios. Lo que quiero lo aprendí para mi vida. Lo que quiero es volverme a enamorar, volverme a enamorar, volverme a enamorar. No tiene perdón de Dios. Lo que quiero lo aprendí para mi vida. Lo que quiero es volverme a enamorar, volverme a enamorar. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así. Con los tambores de mi tierra, con alegría y cosas buenas. Con los tambores de mi tierra, con los tambores de mi tierra, somos mezcla y cosas buenas. Tambores de mi tierra, de la melaza de la buena, son los sabores de mi tierra, con tambores de mi tierra. Con los tambores de mi tierra, somos tierra y cosas buenas. Con los tambores de mi tierra, de los tambores de mi tierra. Tra, 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 tra. Tra, tra, con los tambores de mi tierra. la mezcla de la web. Somos América, somos las Américas, con los tambores de la tierra, con los tambores de mi tierra. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la aprendí a vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así.
Buenas noches. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us to celebrate Edu-Futuro's 23rd Anniversary Gala. My name is Andrea Zarralde, host of the public service television series Línea Directa, which is produced in partnership with Edu-Futuro and Telemundo 44. I am very happy to be here with you tonight as we get together in recognition of Edu-Futuro's important role as a community leader and to support the positive impact of our work for immigrant and Latino families in Northern Virginia. The theme of our event tonight is Building a Brighter Future, because that is exactly what our students and parents are doing as the immigrant community begins to recuperate from the serious public health and economic consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic. Not everyone is aware that Latino families have accounted for the highest number of coronavirus cases and hospitalizations in the entire Washington region. Despite this difficult reality, that 844 immigrant and Latino students who participated in our Emerging Leaders program last year broke all Edu-Futuro records of academic accomplishments, college enrollment, and dollar amounts earned for scholarships and financial aid. This is a brighter future that is worth celebrating and, of course, supporting with your generous contributions. Tonight we'll be joined by the distinguished elected officials from the Virginia General Assembly that co-sponsored two bills that made in-state tuition and financial aid a real possibility for all high school graduates in Virginia, regardless of immigration status. We will present some well-deserved awards for public service, and most importantly, we will hearing directly from Edu-Futuro students and parents. To get our gala started, please welcome the president of the Edu-Futuro Board of Directors, Ms. Jean Balcom.
Andrea, thank you very much. And bienvenidos, welcome and good evening to everyone joining us tonight for the 23rd Anniversary Gala celebration. While tonight is a happy occasion, Edu-Futuro's success is even more remarkable when we consider the past year has been very difficult for the Latino and immigrant families we serve. The COVID-19 pandemic resulted in a major loss of income for our parents who faced the challenges of the crisis by working harder than ever to pay bills and keep their families as safe as possible. One of the most underreported stories of the coronavirus pandemic has been the bravery and courage of immigrant fathers and mothers who have been disproportionately represented in the essential workforce that has maintained our hospitals, grocery stores, pharmacies, and many other critical institutions. On behalf of our Edu-Futuro Board of Directors, I'm very proud to report our organization responded to the extraordinary circumstances in our community last year by serving a total of 3,268 youth and parents, breaking our previous record number of beneficiaries by a phenomenal 62%. Much of our service was focused on the COVID-19 crisis, and Edu-Futuro moved quickly and effectively to respond to the needs of our families, becoming one of the largest providers of direct financial aid to immigrant families in Northern Virginia and the entire Washington region. Our bilingual staff members have now stabilized more than 1,200 households and dispersed close to $900,000 from our own emergency assistance fund for rent, food, utilities, and other basic necessities. Edu-Futuro's response to the COVID-19 crisis clearly demonstrates the considerable impact of our services in the daily lives of immigrant families. As always, the work of funding our youth and parent programs remains a major challenge, but we are more than committed to expanding our reach and growing as an organization. So we thank you for your generous donations and encourage you to bid on the fabulous items in our silent auction. Now I would like to introduce the Executive Director of Edu-Futuro, Mr. Jorge Figueredo, who has guided the organization since 2015. We could not be more proud of his leadership and vision. Thank you, Jorge.
Muchas gracias, Jean, y bienvenidas a todas las personas que están con nosotros esta noche. Thank you, Jean, and welcome to everyone joining us for Edu-Futuro's 23rd Anniversary Gala. I am very happy to be with you on this very special evening. Tonight, we're celebrating much more than Edu-Futuro's anniversary. We are honoring the determination and courage of the students and parents we are privileged to serve. From the beginning of the coronavirus crisis in March 2020, the Latino and immigrant community has accounted for the largest numbers of coronavirus cases and hospitalizations in Northern Virginia, as well as throughout the Washington metropolitan area. Despite these challenges, all of us at Edu-Futuro have witnessed how the nearly 900 young participants of our Emerging Leaders program demonstrated a commitment to education by defying the odds and working to make their dreams come true. As Executive Director of Edu-Futuro, I am extremely proud to tell you about one of the most important accomplishments in the history of our nonprofit organization. This past year, the 83 high school seniors who graduated from our flagship project known as the Emerging Leaders Program Part 2, or ELP2, were not only all accepted into a postsecondary institution, but these outstanding students were offered $5.5 million in scholarships and financial aid for their first year of college and $21.4 million in 4-year renewable scholarships and financial aid. These extraordinary outcomes broke our previous records for first-year and 4-year financial aid totals by 124% and 287% respectively. This is exactly what Edu-Futuro means when we say that the goal of our youth and parent programs is to break the cycle of poverty in one generation. The success of our students could not have been accomplished without the hard work of our staff and the generous contributions of our mentors, volunteers, associate counsel, board of directors, and funders. We are profoundly grateful for your contributions. Now, let's let our shared success speak for itself and listen to what an Edu-Futuro student and Edu-Futuro parent have to say.
Hello everyone, my name is Almu and I'm so honored to be here tonight representing Edu-Futuro. I am currently taking ELP1 and so far it has been such a great experience and I'm so honored to be part of it. I've been learning so much about leadership, resumes, and all that good stuff. And I'm just so excited to see what is coming next. I am currently a senior and things have been starting to hit. Like, hey, I'm graduating, I need to get myself a little bit together for a little bit and apply to college and scholarships, internships, and all that good stuff that actually are a little bit scary for me. Being a senior after COVID, I think my brain is still thinking that I am a sophomore, and it is scary because I'm growing up and everyone around me, the people in my school, are like submitting essays, applications, running around, doing interviews, and I'm just here like, I don't know what to do. And with this program, I think I've been able to guide myself a little bit more. After COVID hit, it has been so hard. I think school completely changed. Virtual learning was not my forte at all, and I used to rely a lot on my social interactions, relied mostly on teachers. I am not a person with many acquaintances, and I would say it got very lonely during COVID, and it's been hard, but thankfully we're now back in person, and it's been sort of scary, like I said, but more exciting, scary, if that makes sense. My sister herself took this program, ELP1 and ELP2, and she took it back in 2019. She has been doing so great. She's in college right now, and till this day, she writes her resume using the tips that she learned from Edu-Futuro, and she even helped me write my essay like a month ago, and I actually got hired at this place that I work at now, and my sister could have not been able to grow, those are her words by the way, without Edu-Futuro, and I think it has been such an amazing opportunity for her, and it will be for me, and it will be for you if you are trying to get into this program. I've always wanted to be a social worker. It is a very difficult career from what I've heard, but I also know that it can be absolutely beautiful and such a rewarding feeling when you help someone, and I would be honored to be that person helping someone else. This world can be a little bit scary, but thankfully we have things like Edu-Futuro, or hopefully I will be a good social worker and I will help be a little light for the path of people that are a little bit lost as well, and that I can help them find their voice and stand up for themselves, and I will be there for them. And that is honestly my biggest dream, just helping them. Again, thank you so much for this opportunity. It has been such a pleasure to speak here tonight. Again, I'm so honored, and thank you for all of the help that you guys have done. This program is amazing and refreshing to see that there is still good in humanity. I really hope everyone has a great night, and thank you again. Take care.
Yo soy María Serrano, vengo de Honduras. Soy madre soltera, tengo 3 hijos, 2 que nacieron en Honduras y uno que nació aquí, tiene 12 años, van a la escuela. La pandemia me afectó porque perdí mi trabajo siendo madre soltera, era la única que traía los ingresos a la casa, entonces me vi afectada bastante en esa parte.
Soy Daisy Serrano, soy del país de Honduras. Vine acá a los Estados Unidos hace 7 años, pues con el propósito de dar una vida mejor a mis hijos. El COVID, pandemia 19, pues afectó mucho con nuestros trabajos. Mi trabajo, trabajaba en limpieza de casas y pues desde ese momento ya no trabajé más con la señora con quien trabajaba.
Cuando empezó la pandemia y me dijeron de que ya no podía continuar dándome el trabajo, claro, me sentí muy triste, muy angustiada, porque siendo madre soltera, cómo iba a poder pagar la renta, cómo iba a poder pagar las utilidades, cómo iba a poder traerles la comida a mis hijos. Fue bastante preocupación, hubo bastante preocupación, angustiada, porque pues soy la única que trae ingresos a la casa.
Bueno, estuvimos en casa, mis hijos y yo, mi esposo, y pues tenemos de la escuela ayudas que nos hicieron saber de la organización Edu-Futuro. La señora Helen Cortés nos pudo hablar bastante de la organización que podía ayudarnos con la renta, con biles, y la verdad que nos sirvió de mucho y estamos contentos. Y pues nada, agradecerles por lo que hicieron en esos momentos difíciles para nuestras vidas.
Edu-Futuro me ayudó a pagar la renta, mis utilidades, el teléfono, el internet, porque en ese momento se programaron las clases por online. Entonces a veces no tenía para pagar el internet, y ellos realmente, cuando yo busqué ayuda a ellos pudieron ayudarme para pagar las utilidades.
Cuando supe que la organización de Edu-Futuro iba pues a proveer mi ayuda que yo pedí a ellos, me sentí más tranquila, ya podíamos estar más tranquilos con la ayuda que Edu-Futuro nos dio para renta, para biles, lo que es luz, y internet y otros gastos, pues, de comida. Nos sentimos tranquilos, ya era un gasto menos que teníamos nosotros que solventar, pues, y no había forma. La organización Edu-Futuro nos extendió su ayuda y fue de maravilla para nosotros. Y pues el deseo de nosotros es que ellos sigan, pues, ayudando y que Dios los bendiga cada día, ¿verdad? Por lo que ellos hacen, que es muy bueno, ¿verdad? Porque ayudan en el momento que uno más necesita.
Your generous contribution will help Edu-Futuro to continue and expand our programs for students and families like this throughout the next year and beyond. Please remember to visit the website on your screen to bid on our wonderful silent auction items this evening. Now let's listen once again to our musical guest, Jonathan Acosta.
Por la cintura cósmica del sur, piso en la región más vegetal del tiempo y de la luz. Siento al caminar toda la piel de América en mi piel y anda en mi sangre un río que libera en mi voz su caudal. Sol de Alto Perú, rostro Bolivia, estaño y soledad. Un verde Brasil, besa mi Chile, cobre y mineral. Subo desde el sur hacia la entraña América y total, honda raíz de un grito destinado a crecer y hasta allá.
Around 59% of the nearly 900 students who participated in Edu-Futuro's youth programs last year were born in the United States. However, the overwhelming majority have lived the newcomer experience because 94% are immigrants or children of immigrants. Let's listen to the testimony of two of our ELP students.
My name is Eric Platez. I'm a junior at the George Washington University, where I study finance with a minor in statistics. I am the son of two immigrant parents from El Salvador. I was born and raised in Burke, Virginia, where I currently have been residing for the past few years, and now I currently live in Washington, D.C. Yeah, so during COVID-19, I was actually laid off from a job that I had at school due to COVID. They had to cut back on the number of student employees, and I was unfortunately one of them. I've actually had a numerous amount of family members who were also laid off from their job, unfortunately, where they were seeing revenue decreases in the family, and unfortunately, we weren't able to help, but it's just the sad reality of COVID. So back in high school, I was actually part of Emerging Leaders 1, where I had the opportunity to work with a mentor directly. I came from a family where college wasn't necessarily talked about. It was always maybe going to community college. After joining Edu-Futuro 1, I was able to speak directly with my mentor. He was able to guide me, provide me resources, show me how common application was, and I was able to apply to four-year universities and eventually get into one. And I believe it was through Edu-Futuro 1 that I was able to secure a position at a top university and attend on full ride. It was one of my friends back in high school who was a part of the program, and I actually applied through him. He told me that it was a great, amazing program and that it had helped me a lot. So I listened to him, I went ahead and applied, and I got in. Through ELP1, I was able to take what I had learned and apply it to a different organization outside, which is the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, where I was able to meet with top Latinos from across the nation. I was able to stay at Princeton for a week, where I was able to network, be mentored by a current college student, and that really drove me to apply to ELP2, where I had taken everything that I had learned in the past two organizations, and I brought it to ELP2, where I was able to continue my mentorship with a different individual, and that really solidified my acceptance into the university. And I was able to continue contact with him throughout my first semester of college, and he was able to help my transition from high school into college, and it really impacted the trajectory of my college career. During ELP3, I was actually in one of their pilot programs where I was able to work with an individual from Accenture, management consulting firm, and I'm still in contact with him. He was able to really guide me, navigate me. He was able to help me attain one of my past internships this past summer at Alex Partners, and I believe that it was through him and his mentorship that really helped me prepare for interviewing skills, navigate the path from going to college student into consultant. Once I graduate, I hope to work on Wall Street. I hope to take everything I have learned and really get into asset management. I want to go there for about 4 years, return to college at a top university, attain an MBA, and then exit into private equity. I want to take everything I've learned, give it back and pay it forward to the minority community, Latinos, specifically individuals like myself when I was in college or in high school as well. I really want to give back and help people with the income that I have. I want to buy my parents a home. I want to also help different individuals that are struggling from the transition from high school and they're unable to attain certain resources. I want to create my own nonprofit organization that is able to give back and educate the Latino individuals. Yeah.
So I participated in the Emerging Leaders Program, ELP, and the program definitely helped me with college apps because my mentor was Selena, and she was absolutely amazing. She helped me with everything, read through my essays, did grammar. She provided me emotional support while going through the whole college application process, especially as a first-year low-income student. It was really, really helpful to have someone that I can count on that can get me help whenever I ask for it, and it was really helpful, especially during COVID. COVID definitely changed the way I learned. I learned that I don't work well with an online format of learning. I prefer to be in classrooms, talking with teacher and interacting with other people. And I think I didn't really learn much, honestly, during COVID, but there was nothing else to do other than learning online. So I appreciated the fact that we did have the ability to learn online and tried my best to work with that situation. So I am currently at Harvard University. I am studying computer science, and hopefully I will get a certificate in social justice. And I hope to use my education to help other communities in need. I want to create algorithms that can figure out where communities are and what they need the most, and use geographic information systems to help with that as well.
Now I have the distinct honor of introducing our keynote speaker for the evening, who is nationally recognized for innovation, entrepreneurship, and transformational education, Dr. Irma Becerra. On July 1st, 2018, Dr. Becerra became the 7th president of Marymount University with a firm commitment to student success, alumni achievement, and faculty excellence. Prior to Marymount, she served as provost and chief academic officer at St. Thomas University, and also spent 3 decades at Florida International University, FIU, in a variety of positions that included vice president, vice provost, entrepreneurship center director, and tenured professor. Dr. Becerra made history by becoming the first woman to earn a PhD in electrical engineering at FIU. More recently, in just over 2 years, Dr. Becerra made history again, guiding the process that recently designated Marymount University as the first Hispanic-Serving Institution in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Honored guest, I present to you Dr. Irma Becerra.
Good evening, everyone. It is an honor to serve as the keynote speaker for Edu-Futuro's 23rd Anniversary Celebration. I want to thank the organizers for this Building a Brighter Future virtual gala, not only for inviting me to speak, but for working so hard to support immigrant children, youth, and families in the great state of Virginia. Your efforts to help minority students and the immigrant families break the cycle of poverty, and they are so commendable. And as the president of Virginia's first and only Hispanic-Serving Institution, Marymount University, a school that is in full support of our Dreamer students, our organizations are great partners in this worthwhile cause. To the first-generation college-bound students watching this program tonight, I wish you all my heartfelt congratulations. The world has given you plenty of obstacles to overcome, but you have stepped up to the challenge and are ready for what's next. I can't wait to see what you will accomplish. I, like you, was a first-generation student, and I was in your shoes years ago. I was born in Cuba, and when I was just 8 months old, I immigrated to the United States with my parents to escape Castro's revolution. I then lived in Puerto Rico through high school. My family had to start all over again from nothing, and there were many challenges that we faced. However, my formative experiences gave me a passion for knowledge, and my grandparents instilled in me a belief that no one can take away your education. I was fortunate enough to have been able to receive Pell Grants, federal loans, and work to put myself through college at the University of Miami. I earned both bachelor's and master's degrees in electrical engineering and went on to work at Florida Power and Light. At the age of 23, I was responsible for coding and maintaining the reliability of the power system grid. No pressure, right? I later on decided to continue my education and became the first woman to earn a PhD in electrical engineering from Florida International University, taking classes where I was commonly the only woman in the room. I then worked for a NASA-funded center upon graduation at the University of Florida, and then joined the faculty at FIU's College of Business. I would spend the next 12 years there working to become a tenured full professor in Management Information Systems. I founded FIU's Knowledge Management Lab, and I worked together with 63 students in many research projects in the area of knowledge management, primarily for NASA. I think those were wonderful times, and I really miss them. Around this time, I discovered that I could make a greater impact on the lives of students through education administration. So I left the classroom and I served in a variety of positions at FIU, including Entrepreneurship Center Director, Vice Provost for Academic Affairs, Vice President for Community Engagement. I then was recruited to St. Thomas University in Miami Gardens, Florida, where I would work as Provost and Chief Academic Officer. Then in the summer of 2018, I was blessed to be selected as Marymount's 7th president, and I moved to Arlington and got started. Here I have found an institution that shares my own beliefs and core values, where our mission is to educate the whole person, intellectually, ethically, and spiritually. We are a university that emphasizes intellectual curiosity, service to others, and having a global perspective. And in my now 4th year at the helm of Marymount, I am so proud of the difference-making education we are providing to thousands of saints each year. I owe all of my career success to higher education. Higher education is the great equalizer and offered me a pathway to the American dream, starting out as a Cuban refugee. That's why I am so passionate about increasing higher education access for all, because it can also offer you that same pathway today. It's not always going to be easy. You are going to face adversity throughout your career and throughout your life. You can't avoid it. You must face it head on. A personal quote of mine that I live by is, "Every difficulty that you have overcome in your life has prepared you for the great leader that you are today." I chose this quote because it's important to view the challenges you face as a building block to develop a stronger individual and a stronger leader. To overcome adversity, time and time again, you must learn to be anti-fragile. We are all familiar with the meaning of the word fragile. For example, a glass item which shatters when harmed by stress and needs to be protected from volatile situations. But what is the opposite of fragile? You may think robust, which means it can survive shocks. Or maybe you think resilient, which means you can recover from failure. But the opposite of fragile is anti-fragile, a term that is described by author Nassim Taleb as things that benefit from shocks. They thrive and grow when exposed to volatility, randomness, disorder, and stressors, and they love adventure, risk, and uncertainty. Anti-fragility is beyond resilience and robustness. The resilient resists shocks and stays the same. The anti-fragile gets better. For example, when you exercise, using weights causes stress on our muscles, which lead them to improve their capacity and strength. For us to become anti-fragile, one needs to accept there were periods in our life full of volatility and uncertainty, such as the time that we have just experienced through the COVID-19 pandemic. For me, this pandemic has illustrated now more than ever the importance of increasing access to higher education for members of underprivileged groups so that they can earn degrees that can secure the future and their family's future from the effects of future pandemics or in times of social upheaval in general. First-generation students, you are on this path. It would have been enough to simply reach this point with all that you have faced. But you did this under incredible stress and shock as our world dealt with a generation-defining event. As a result, you have emerged more successful and stronger than ever. You are anti-fragile. There are a few remarks I'd like to make to join in closing with you, our students. The first, give yourself time to explore. Some of you may already be dead set on what you want to major in and what kind of career you want to pursue post-graduation. But many of you may not have figured out just yet, and that's okay. College is about finding your passion and learning your purpose in life, and you can only do that by trying something new, pushing yourself out of your own comfort zone, and risking failure or suffering setbacks. Life's greatest lessons can come out of those situations. And my next point, don't let anyone tell you you can't do something. I can look back on many times in my own life where I didn't fit the mold. As a Hispanic woman striving for success when there were many role models who looked like me at that time. But I did the work, and I focused on preparation and persistence. The same work for you now. If you're prepared for what's next and take the steps you need to take, you will be ready and you will be successful. Thank you all so much again for giving me the opportunity to speak during the Building a Brighter Future Gala this evening. Congratulations and good luck to all of the students and their parents participating tonight. And my sincere appreciation again to Edu-Futuro, its board of directors, staff, volunteers, and supporters for the admirable work that you're doing for the community. Thank you.
Let's listen once again to our special guest, Jonathan Acosta. And please, don't forget to visit the link on the screen to bid on one of our great silent auction items.
Si quieren vive la alegría, que lo que todos querían pronto lo van a encontrar. Agárrense de las manos, unos a otros conmigo. Agárrense de las manos, si ya encontraron su amigo. Juntos podemos llegar, unos las manos conmigo. Juntos podemos llegar donde jamás hemos ido.
Throughout the past year of the COVID-19 pandemic, Edu-Futuro's Emerging Leaders Program for Youth has had a committed and unfailing ally, Verizon. On behalf of the nearly 900 students participants of our ELP programs, Edu-Futuro is extremely proud to present our Corporate Partner of the Year Award to Verizon. Accepting the Corporate Partner of the Year Award is our friend Mario Acosta Vélez, Director of State Government Affairs for the Mid-Atlantic region.
Edu-Futuro, muchísimas gracias por darnos la oportunidad de participar en este evento que es tan importante para Edu-Futuro, los estudiantes y las familias. Edu-Futuro, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to be a part of this event. This is very special and means a lot to Verizon and to me personally. I am truly honored to accept this award on behalf of Verizon. This award recognizes our commitment to support education and programs that promote access to education and prepare Hispanic students to pursue higher education. When I think of education excellence, I think of Edu-Futuro. Edu-Futuro was created in 1998 by immigrant parents, and since then, it has advanced its mission to empower immigrants and underserved youth with education, mentorship, leadership development, and parent engagement. One of the main programs of Edu-Futuro that we support is the Emerging Leaders Programs, which, as we know, has helped thousands of middle and high school students prepare for college and career success. When I hear Jorge Figueredo talk about Edu-Futuro, I know that Edu-Futuro provides something special that is inspiring Latino students to embrace education as a key to create a better future for them and their families. The work that Edu-Futuro's team does every day is so inspiring, and we at Verizon salute Edu-Futuro's leaders for making a difference in the lives of so many Latino students. At Verizon, we are proud to partner with Edu-Futuro to support the important work in the Latino community. And a special message to all the parents and students served by Edu-Futuro. You are an inspiration to me and to many in the Latino community. Thank you, Edu-Futuro, for recognizing Verizon with this special award.
I am now honored to recognize the exceptional response to the coronavirus pandemic by an outstanding group of immigrant parents known as the Wednesday Parents Group of Kenmore Middle School. When they realized the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the immigrant community, these Arlington parents organized, mobilized, and took action, providing school supplies, winter coats, and household necessities to immigrant families. Starting a food drive that distributed some 120 monthly food packages for more than a year that included a $50 debit card for fresh fruits and vegetables, and offering rental assistance to husbands and wives who lost their spouse during the pandemic. Most recently, the Parents Group has joined the fight for affordable housing and has been responsible for helping to encourage the vaccination of over 2,000 youth and parents. On behalf of Edu-Futuro, we would like to congratulate our Community Partner of the Year, the Wednesday Parents Group of Kenmore Middle School. Accepting the award will be the group founder, Ms. Janet Valenzuela, and a group of parents.
Primeramente quiero dar gracias a Edu-Futuro por este premio que nos ha concedido por haber logrado un trabajo comunitario durante la pandemia. Quiero dejarles saber que mi equipo, Kenmore Parents Group, ha trabajado durante todo el año y en conjunto con ASPA para poder sostener nuestra comunidad. Nosotros habíamos decidido hacer comida, repartir bolsas de entre 35 libras, como 120 bolsas por cada mes durante 16 meses. Y también añadíamos tarjetas de crédito para que compren fruta y verduras. Una de las cosas que nos hizo diferente de otros grupos es que estos padres que ustedes ven acá tuvieron que cargar las bolsas a cada hogar de las personas que necesitaban para proteger y cuidar la vulnerabilidad de cada uno de ellos. No queríamos que vengan a hacer fila y otro de que no se contagien del virus. Entonces cada uno de ellos y otros que no están presentes acá, se ha logrado el trabajo de llevar las bolsas de 35 libras durante 16 meses. También hemos hecho posible llegar a un número de 2,000 personas más en vacunaciones. Cuando salió la vacuna, nosotros nos aliamos con Neighborhood Health para poder vacunar a nuestra comunidad. Gracias a eso hemos alcanzado ese número. También hemos ayudado con útiles escolares a los niños, hemos ayudado donando camas, muebles, que mucha gente tuvo que mudarse, botar cosas. Hemos hecho eso, y otra cosa que me siento tan orgullosa es de que la comunidad, todos los arlingtonianos, apoyaron a cooperar con $20,000 para la universidad de un niño que perdió a su padre por la pandemia. Así como él, tuvimos muchas familias que perdieron miembros de su familia. Hemos estado ahí al pie del cañón con ellos y todavía seguimos trabajando y ayudando también a las personas que están viviendo en casas de alquiler que tal vez no tienen derechos, y seguimos luchando. Pero agradecemos a Edu-Futuro por este premio en reconocimiento a este trabajo. Pero quiero darles las gracias a ustedes y mediante esto agradecer a sus familias y también agradecer a mi esposo, que nos ha apoyado constantemente en esta trayectoria. Muchas gracias, Edu-Futuro, gracias. Gracias, Edu-Futuro.
Time is running short, so don't miss your chance to visit the website on your screen to bid on a vacation, fine art, and other great items on our silent auction. The COVID-19 crisis exposed the many systemic inequities that affect the health and well-being of immigrant families in Northern Virginia, across the country, and across the world. Here in Fairfax County, a collective of teachers, parents, and community organizers saw that the government COVID relief funds were not reaching families in their area and built a network of support to meet family needs, raising tens of thousands of dollars for weekly food distribution and rental assistance. We are very proud to present Edu-Futuro's Community Partner of the Year Award to Bayley's Crossroads Community Mutual Aid. Accepting the award is a group of community members based in Bayley's Crossroads.
Mutual Aid es una organización que ayuda a la comunidad. Es básicamente la gente, la comunidad ayudándose uno al otro, porque los recursos que da el gobierno no son necesarios ni siquiera para sobrevivir. Entonces nosotros tenemos que recurrir a otros recursos y organizarnos para poder sobrevivir en nuestras comunidades.
Buenos días, queremos dar las gracias a todos los profesores de la comunidad de Pulmo por ayudarnos a todos los de la comunidad con la comida y también ayudarnos a conseguir ayuda para poder pagar de la luz, el agua, y siempre ellos están al pendiente de la comunidad. También se hacen reuniones para ellos ver cómo nos pueden ayudar. Muchas gracias por dar su tiempo y ayudar a toda la comunidad, se les agradece mucho.
Thank you from Bayley's Mutual Aid.
During the past year, Edu-Futuro served immigrant students and parents from 57 different countries around the world, from Bangladesh to Guatemala, India, Morocco, Bolivia, Palestine, South Korea, Yemen, and El Salvador. We're very proud of our two-generation service model, which allows us to impact students and parents in the same household at the same time. Let's hear testimonies from one of our families and an Edu-Futuro staff member.
Bueno, anteriormente con mi hija, la del medio, ella ya participó en un año en Edu-Futuro, pero la verdad yo no me inmiscuí mucho. Sí tenía una madre enlace, la señora Rudasini, que sí me invitaban constantemente, pero a veces por el idioma o porque uno es un poco tímida no me involucré mucho y me arrepiento ahora porque con mi hija, la menor, que este año se va a graduar, decidí involucrarme más.
I really enjoy the fact that me and my mom have the same programs that we can be participating in, that it helps us connect in more of a deep level because she's able to relate to a lot of things I'm doing because she's learning them in her own programs. Because before I would always just have to explain to my mom like, oh yeah, this happens because of so-and-so. Or like, oh, I'm doing this in school, and she'd be like, oh, that's nice, but she wouldn't really understand it because she didn't know that much about it. But now that she gets all this information from the programs that she's participating in, it makes it a lot more easy to talk to her, which I really enjoy.
Bueno, yo participé en Padres Comprometidos y lo que más me ayudó esa clase fue a buscar, ¿no? las herramientas para poder ayudar a mi hija, tratar de ver como ahora, ¿no? Ella está también en el curso de Edu-Futuro, su segundo año, y le van a ayudar a llenar su currículum para las universidades. Ese era mi mayor objetivo, ¿no? Ahora ya sé que hay muchas herramientas para que ellos puedan aprovechar y gracias a Padres Comprometidos, pues yo aprendí también a inmiscuirme en esas cosas.
Right now, I am getting involved in Edu-Futuro 2. I participated in Edu-Futuro 1 as a freshman in the summer, and I didn't get involved, one because of the pandemic. As a junior, I wanted to, but I didn't. I just didn't get a chance to, which I really regret. But I'm glad that I'm going into it now, and Edu-Futuro really helped me out because it helped me mature a lot. Like before, I wouldn't really focus about my future. It just wasn't something that I really care about that much. And now with Edu-Futuro 2 and just all the programs I'm more invested in seeing what opportunities I may have in the future, and they make me wanna seek for help. They make me wanna get more information about things I can be and how I can improve myself. I'm really interested in the dental field, and before anything, I tried getting myself involved in academy courses for dental assistants, and my goal is for when I graduate to get into one of my top schools and to study, get my degree, and then go into dental school and start working as a dental assistant as I'm going to college.
O sea, la labor que ellos hacen es grande, es linda, y yo realmente felicito a Edu-Futuro por todas esas actividades que ellos tienen, y ojalá que más padres se involucren en eso, ¿no? Yo, por ejemplo, quiero quedarme más tiempo con Edu-Futuro, no porque ahora mi hija ya va a salir, ya se va a graduar, no, quiero continuar porque tengo una nieta a la que quiero guiar tal vez como hubiera querido guiar más a mis hijas. Entonces, son clases lindas que los padres no tenemos que desaprovechar, ¿no? Tratar de inmiscuirnos más en esas actividades.
My message would be to not be afraid to ask for help. I feel like a lot of students hesitate to ask for help because it doesn't seem as easy, or some people just don't find it as appealing because they think it's so many extra steps that we have to take. Because of some people may have disadvantages because of the language, so they may be discouraged to pursue it, or other students may be just more of a shy and not wanting to ask for that help. So my advice would be to not hesitate
everyone who's a part of our community will help one another. So that's my message.
My position in Edu-Futuro is parent support specialist. So I help parents with different programs in the school system, programs that support them to be able to navigate the system in a better way, understand the educational system in the county, and also we give them tools so they can support their students from home and also be active participants in the schools. We want them to be volunteers, to go to school, to get more involved and feel comfortable by doing that. I've been in Edu-Futuro for 5 years, as I said, in that position as a parent support specialist. And I've also been doing case management, helping parents with different resources in the community. During the pandemic, we had the opportunity to support many families with rent assistance, different services, utilities, and also with some of the supplies for, like school supplies if they were in home for too long. There's a specific case that I remember clearly because we were able to assist with this family who we learned they were living in a very small apartment. One of the woman, the mother, wanted to help her sister because her sister didn't have a place to live and she was going to give birth. And before the pandemic, they let her leave. She let her live in her apartment, but it was 2 families with 7 children in total. So the pandemic hit and they were not able to go outside, and everybody got infected with COVID, from the father to the baby. And so we assisted them with rent, some utilities, and some school supplies for the children so they can be safe and they can be entertained with education and with good different materials that we provided them, like computers or iPads, but also arts and crafts and things so they can be safe and they can be entertained while the families couldn't go out. So being part of this process of helping others is very satisfying. You can feel that you're making the difference and that you are assisting these families in many different ways. So it makes you feel really, really good.
Now let's listen once again to our special guest, Jonathan Acosta. And please, don't forget to visit the link on the screen to bid on one of our great silent auction items. Enjoy.
Nicaragua, Puerto Rico, las Antillas y a Ecuador. Canto a la Argentina, como canto a El Salvador. Canto al pueblo mío, canto a Venezuela, canto a mi Colombia, Nicaragua, Puerto Rico, las Antillas y a Ecuador. Soy de los Andes, de una tierra grande, de verdes praderas, café, pan dulce, playas y sol. Soy americano, como el continente, de muchos colores que hace tan bella toda mi gente. Se oye San Martín, cabalga Bolívar, Sucre que enamora con esos aires llenos de sur. Y allá en Centroamérica, Morazán de Honduras, y el grito de Hidalgo a México lindo un día transformó. Se oye San Martín, cabalga Bolívar, Sucre que enamora con esos aires llenos de sur. Y allá en Centroamérica, ella transformó. Soy de los Andes, de una tierra grande, de verdes praderas, café, pan dulce, playas y sol. Soy americano como el continente, de muchos colores que hace tan bella toda mi gente. De norte a sur o al revés, del sur para el norte como lo ves. De norte a sur o al revés, del sur para el norte como lo ves. Paraguay qué linda, Chile y Bolivia, Norteamérica, Panamá bailando pollera colorada. De norte a sur o al revés, como lo ves. De norte a sur o al revés, como lo ves. De norte a sur o al revés, del sur para el norte como lo ves. De norte a sur o al revés, del sur para el norte como lo ves. ¿Dónde está Perú? ¿Dónde está Chile? ¿Dónde está México bonito? ¿Dónde estás tú? De norte a sur o al revés, del sur para el norte como lo ves. De norte a sur o al revés, del sur para el norte como lo ves. Soy americano como el continente, de muchos colores que hace tan bella toda mi gente. Soy americano como el continente, de muchos colores que hace tan bella a toda mi gente.
A few months after the start of the pandemic, Edu-Futuro parent support specialist Carmen Correa reported the case of a single father who had not been able to pay rent for 3 months, and despite the Virginia moratorium on evictions, was being threatened with legal action by an unscrupulous landlord. Most importantly, one of the father's daughters was 8 months pregnant, diagnosed with COVID-19, and in a coma at a local hospital. Carmen quickly contacted Fairfax County Coordinated Services Planning, or CSP, and we immediately began working together to gather the documentation necessary to apply for emergency assistance. Recognizing the urgency of the case, CSP expedited the request for help and covered Jose's outstanding rent. Sadly, the baby did not survive the virus, but the daughter made a nearly miraculous recovery from the coronavirus and is now fully recuperated. This is just one of many, many cases in which CSP, working under the direction of the Department of Neighborhood and Community Services, proved to be a trusted, reliable, and invaluable ally in the effort to keep immigrant families safe and protected from COVID-19. I am extremely honored to present Edu-Futuro's Special Recognition Award to the Department of Neighborhood and Community Services. Accepting Edu-Futuro's Special Recognition Award is Ms. Sarah Allen, Deputy Director of Neighborhood and Community Services.
Good evening, Edu-Futuro and honored guests. My name is Sarah Allen from the Department of Neighborhood and Community Services. I want to thank you very much for this honor. Our entire team at Neighborhood and Community Services wants to thank you and recognize you for your amazing work in the community. Your commitment to serving all of the residents in Fairfax County, but specializing on the needs, assets, and strengths of the immigrant community has been amazing. Your person and family-centered approach has been top-notch, and your unique two-generation approach has been so effective in working with residents. During the pandemic, you all have done an exemplary job at enhancing your services and adapting the way you do your programming. Neighborhood and Community Services appreciates your leadership, being thought partners together, and co-leading programs and responding to community needs, while at the same time supporting and highlighting residents' many assets. Finally, thank you, Edu-Futuro, for this wonderful recognition. As we partner together to help meet the basic needs of the most economically vulnerable in Fairfax County, and to work to achieve One Fairfax, your partnership and commitment and passion towards serving Fairfax County residents has been second to none. Thank you for all that you do, and congratulations on another successful year.
Edu-Futuro is truly honored to present special recognition awards to 3 outstanding leaders who co-sponsor historic legislation in the Virginia General Assembly that has already started to open educational opportunities for thousands of hardworking immigrant students across the Commonwealth. Thanks to the persistent and visionary efforts of State Senator Jennifer Boysko, State Senator Ghazala Hashmi, and Delegate Alfonso López, any student who has completed at least 2 years at the Virginia High School and graduated from that high school is now eligible for in-state tuition, regardless of immigration status. Starting August 1st, 2022, Virginia's immigrant students will also be eligible for invaluable in-state financial aid. We are profoundly grateful to Senator Jennifer Boysko, Senator Ghazala Hashmi, and Delegate Alfonso López.
Good evening. I'm Jennifer Boysko, State Senator for District 33, and I want to wish everyone a very wonderful evening tonight. I am so sorry that we're unable to be together in person, but my heart is with you as we all celebrate the work of Edu-Futuro together tonight. I am so proud and honored to have received this award from you all for the work that we have done collectively around access to higher education in Virginia. Something that I have been working on for a number of years with my colleagues and with all of you stakeholders. And it's a real celebration to say that, yes, we have not only created access for in-state tuition for our dreamers and some and our undocumented students, but also access to financial aid. My personal story really meets with that a lot. My mother dropped out of college when she was 19 to get married to the man she thought would be, her Prince Charming. And 14 years into the marriage, it was not one that was healthy. She finally decided that she could no longer bear it. And so my mom became a single mom to 3 kids. I was the youngest, 2 older brothers. And I watched her really struggle, having never had a job, not having education, working in low salaried positions where perhaps she wasn't even paid minimum wage, and having to make very difficult decisions every single day about how we were going to eat, how we were going to afford just kind of the daily expenses. And finally, she was able to go back to college. Her father was able to put her back through school. And she became a registered nurse going through one of our community colleges where I grew up. And we were okay after that. It has informed me. My mom then decided that that was going to be her number one priority for me, to make sure that I had access to college, to get a job where I could pay for my own way and support myself if I ever came upon hard times. And I know that that's the story for so many people in Virginia and around the country. And so as I became a legislator, that education has been my top priority, and understanding our beautifully vibrant, rich, and diverse community, we know that there are lots of students who need access to more affordable education. We know that our economy benefits when we provide undocumented students the ability to earn a college degree. Research has shown that a college education amounts to an increase in $1.2 million in lifetime earnings. And it's important not only because it's the right thing to do, it's the best thing for our economy. We have a workforce that needs higher skilled folks. And so in the 21st century, we need to make sure that we have people who are ready to take those 21st century jobs. I am so proud that, I worked with Edu-Futuro over many years, because this has not been something that was easily won. But finally, we got the majority of our House and Senate and the governor to support these initiatives. And here we are now, bringing access to students who want a higher education. Thank you. I know that you all have been on the ground working for over 23 years, and I'm looking forward to working with you for the next 23 years. Thank you so much for this honor. It just means the world to me. And I wish everyone the best. Looking forward to our continued work together. Thank you.
Hello, I'm State Senator Ghazala Hashmi, and I represent the 10th Senatorial District here in Virginia. I'm humbled and so very honored to receive the Special Recognition Award from Edu-Futuro for my recent legislative work in making in-state tuition and scholarship opportunities available for all of Virginia's high school graduates. This work has been centrally important to me. As an educator and as an immigrant myself, I absolutely believe that education is the critical pathway to opportunity, to better lives, and certainly to the building of stronger communities. I believe everyone should have the chance to pursue their academic goals and the opportunity to succeed. I've seen firsthand how education transforms the lives of not just one student, but also has positive impacts on entire families and subsequent generations. The legislation of in-state tuition was actually an important reason for why I ran for office. You see, I had worked at a community college for close to 20 years, and I met with too many students whose dreams and aspirations were cut short because of the prohibitive cost of higher education, especially when they faced out-of-state tuition cost. Virginia students deserve access to Virginia's wonderful colleges and universities. Thank you again for this very special honor. Thank you, Edu-Futuro, for all the work that you continue to do in this Commonwealth.
I represent South Arlington, Eastern Fairfax in the Virginia General Assembly. Over 108 languages spoken here. It's the world of the zip code. I'm so honored to be here today with Edu-Futuro, an incredible organization helping make dreams come true for students across our region. Graduates of the 2020-2021 Emerging Leaders Program and the 83 graduates of the ELP2 are now following their dreams at such institutions as Harvard, Yale, Stanford, Duke, George Mason, Virginia Tech, Marymount, and many others. These outstanding high school seniors were offered over $5.5 million in scholarships and financial aid for their first year of college and over $21 million in 4-year renewable scholarships and financial aid. These extraordinary outcomes broke Edu-Futuro's previous records for first-year and 4-year financial aid totals and are a testament to the tireless work of Edu-Futuro's staff and volunteers. Edu-Futuro's bilingual staff and AmeriCorps members spent more than 9,000 hours working directly with ELP2 students this past year, helping to complete admissions forms, providing academic support, identifying scholarship opportunities, and talking about the career and life paths their students wanted to follow. The mission of Edu-Futuro is personal to me. Like many of the students who are served by Edu-Futuro, my father came to this country undocumented and struggled to complete his education. My mother devoted much of her career in the Arlington public school system, working to help immigrant and dreamer students go to college. That's why I fought to introduce and pass the Virginia Dream Act, legislation that has expanded educational opportunities for undocumented students in Virginia. Many students can now access Virginia in-state tuition rates for the first time. And beginning soon, those students will finally have access to state college financial aid too. Every Virginia student should have the ability to go to college and get an education. And I'm deeply appreciative of the work Edu-Futuro is doing to make that a reality for so many students. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this honor and for all the work you do.
For the 4th year, Edu-Futuro is pleased to present the Dr. Marjorie L. Myers Scholarship Awards to 2 outstanding participants of our Emerging Leaders Program. The honor is named after Dr. Myers, who served for decades as the principal of Key Elementary School in Arlington, where she led the implementation of the extremely successful 2-way Spanish-English immersion program. Dr. Myers will now announce the award winners.
Good evening, everyone. It is my great honor to award the Dr. Marjorie L. Myers scholarships to 2 outstanding student candidates this year. But let me begin by thanking everyone who has donated to the fund to make this gift possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The criteria for the scholarships were to offer them to students who are first-generation college students who had maintained their Spanish while excelling in English and their academic studies. Third language students who had learned Spanish and were multilingual were also interviewed. They needed to be strong, goal-oriented students. As I interviewed, I was impressed with the academic progress and goals for their future careers that each of the Edu-Futuro ELP students had. In the selection, each of the selected students was focused and clear on their personal academic goals. They were proud to tell me they were first-generation college students. They each will have a challenging road ahead, and I must say that I wish them the best in their educational journey. Despite challenges along the way, they need to keep their eyes on the prize, as only education will change their lives and make their parents' dreams and theirs come true. It is my honor to award the Dr. Marjorie L. Myers 2021 Scholarship to Roberto Aleman Alvarado and Mariana Gutierrez. I wish them both great success and congratulations. Thank you.
COVID affected my personal life because the income from my family wasn't enough, so my dad had to look other ways to support us financially. So he had to work 2 jobs, and it was hard to keep up with his job because nobody was hiring full-time because of COVID. Edu-Futuro helped my education by providing me options such as scholarships and other resources, like getting to know mentors that guide me through the process. My mentor helped me get a little bit more about college because I'm a first generation and I didn't know much about college. So she helped me guide me to the steps, like getting into getting into colleges for applying the Common App application and other resources that helped me apply for those scholarships. What I felt when they told me about the Dr. Myers Scholarship, it was just exciting and confused because when they gave me the news, I was taking an exam and in the moment I was so excited that I wanted to call them, but I wasn't able because I was in an exam, and it was just I almost cried because I didn't know if I was gonna go the next semester to NOAA because my parents' income is not good right now. So yeah, the Dr. Myers Scholarship is really helping me the next semesters for NOAA. Being a first-generation college is something new for me. So from the program Edu-Futuro, I learned a lot, and now that I'm in NOAA, I think I know what I want to do when I graduate from NOAA, because right now I'm in General Studies and Health Science in NOAA, and then when I get to George Mason, I'll transfer as a sophomore, and then I'll get my bachelor's degree on kinesiology. So I'll take some time between that to get experience working as a physical therapist, and then I want to get my master's on Marymount University because recently I got a scholarship from there, so I want to apply for that scholarship again, and yeah, and from there I'll get my master's in any way that I goes to physical therapy, to help me get my master's. And yes, I wanna go to Marymount.
I joined Edu-Futuro when I was in my sophomore year, which was the first year. And a few months after I moved to the United States, without the ability to speak the language, I joined Emerging Leaders Program 1, which is the first program. I went and I learned a little more about how to make a resume, how to how to write an essay, a little more about public speaking, how college works, and all this. But it was a little hard for me because the workshops were in English and I wasn't understanding the 100% of the class or the workshops, but I still did it. I was the kid on the last seat of the class, but I still was doing my work. ELP2, Emerging Leaders Program 2, helped me through mentorship about how college works, about what I had experienced that I could involve in how the atmosphere at college will be, how things will change from high school to college. They helped me to change mentally and helped me to realize that things were going to be different, that I will have another concerns, which will be not only classes, but also financially working on that. And they helped me to apply. They guided me through every single application I had to do. And they also helped me financially in the way that I could apply to a variety of scholarships. As a first-generation student going to college, I feel a lot of pressure in my family, but I have a lot of dreams, which the one that I have right now is to eventually be traveling the world by working with some ability that I'm working on, which is languages. I plan to eventually become a polyglot and do a living with this and help other people, not from one place, but also from the other side of the world. So that's my main goal right now. And even more, that's a dream. And my goal right now is to finish a bachelor's degree and start from there. I feel very honored to receive this scholarship, the Dr. Meyer Scholarship, because I know that this scholarship is specifically for students who achieved their goals and have the motivation and inspiration, which is something that I do have. And I'm just very happy that this is happening.
On behalf of the staff, board, volunteers, students, and parents of Edu-Futuro, I want to express our gratitude to you for being part of our 23rd anniversary celebration. Your generous contributions allow us to continue our work on behalf of immigrant and Latino families. Muchísimas gracias y buenas noches.
You still have a few minutes to make a bid on one or more of our great silent auction items. So please visit the website on your screen. We hope that you enjoy the opportunity to hear directly from some of our Edu-Futuro parents and students, and that you will join us next year when we celebrate Edu-Futuro's 24th anniversary. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Buenas noches.